I'm just I'm setting a poll real quick, so I can't see comments while I'm doing that. Just saying, if in case somebody leaves a comment and I don't respond, I can't see it. I'll be right there. Bear with me 1 second. Oh shit! God damn it! What up? What up? What up? I love your mom and wife and daughter already. Mama the BK. I'm so sad right now. I was played. Why were you played? What happened? Why are you so sad? Hi, my good luck. Hi, good luck, my friend. The best stream. It's me, John. Mr. John, Super John. Alrighty. What's going on, man? What's up, Human Flock Cam? That's an interesting name. Hey, I see you too, homie. Salute, salute, salute. Please, angels, visit human flock and show him the light and give him an idea of what he's dealing with when he watches too hard. Thank you, God, for always protecting me. Thank you, God, for making my enemies weak. Thank you, God, for your infinite protection. Thank you, God, for the blessings I receive every time I wake up and walk out the house. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for removing fear, shame, and regret. And whatever fear that these people online try to install into me, please, God, I ask that you give it to them tenfold. Any ill wishes they have upon me, God, I ask that you put those ill intentions on them, whoever the man that plots on me may be, tenfold. Show them they were wrong. Mercy for the guilty is punishment for the weak and innocent. We don't do that around here. We don't have mercy for the guilty. You hear me? Hang on one second, you guys. I'm finishing up a poll real quick. I'm just praying for our homeboy in the chat. It sounds like he's going through something and he needs to be brought into the light. Do y'all know what I'm saying? It sounds like he's going through something and needs to be brought into the light. Yes, sir. Bear with me one moment here, y'all. All right, there we go. There we go. We got the poll up. No diddy. No diddy, no diddy. We got the poll up. We got the poll up. Who's trying to dance on the pole? Chuck Norris once gave a horse an uppercut. Now we have giraffes. Hey, salute Chuck Norris, the GOAT. Good job. Must be a Philly boy. I'm from the county. I'm from Delco, bro. I'm right outside of Philly. I grew up like 10 minutes outside of Philly. I lived in Philly too. I mean, I lived in South Philly like 6 years or something. Let's see. You're obviously missing the point of the Bible. What point is that? Is there a point in the Bible that encourages Americans to hate America? Is there a point in the Bible that encourages murdering people who have opposing views? Please tell me what part of the Bible I'm missing where it says that it's okay to murder somebody because you don't like their views, or it's okay to run in a church and murder 3 innocent children because they're Christians. What part of the Bible am I missing here that encourages murdering people who didn't deserve it over words? What part of the Bible is that? What part of the Bible encourages me to hate myself and shame people from the same country as I am because they're proud of being from the same country as me? Please tell me. Do I know Virat Kohli? Nah, who's that? No, I don't, bro. Chill out, Arian. Fuck. But John, no one has that baddie crease. I don't even know what that means, homie. Michael Jackson was doing good until the ambulances rolled past pediatrics. Crazy thing is, all the bad things done in this country have been done by the Democrats, bro. For real. Yo, Zettel, I swear to God, they want to ban all guns. So the only people that have them are the liberals that are trying to murder Republicans. That's really what it is. They're trying to ban guns. Kamala Harris wanted to pass a policy where they could illegally enter legal gun owners' home to check if they're following protocol. If they're not following protocol as far as how they have them stored, Kamala Harris wanted to allow federal agents to be able to walk in your locked home. You could be eating dinner or whatever. You have to let them in so they can check to see if you're following safety protocol. If you're not, you'll be arrested, put in jail, and have your guns taken away. And your right to carry. That's crazy. That's what the Nazis did. Then they turn around and call us Nazis. Do y'all see a pattern here? A woman put a tent. You're asking God to harm other people. No, I'm asking God to bring them into the light. When people make death threats and they're playing with life and they're playing with God's kids, I ask God to show them they're wrong. However God chooses to do that, that's up to him. A woman put a tent stake through a war criminal and it never said she was wrong for it. Damn, what was this? And they try to make conspiracy theories to get dumbasses to focus on that instead of the real problem, for real. Nah, it's not a both sides problem. The people that are doing all the killing are radical left transgender cults. Look up all the cults. Read about culture right now. They're almost all, look up the Zizians. Almost all of the cults that are going around killing people, because there's cults that are like, they kill like random people. Like the Zizians, they killed their own parents and shit. They're all transgender far left wing. The cults of 2026 are almost all exclusively transgender left wing people. Actually, all of them, literally. But cults have always been left-wing minded people. I mean, if you go back to Charles Manson in the 60s, the hippie movement really like brainwashed people and destroyed the nuclear family and destroyed all the values. Because then that whole generation raised their kids without God. My parents were hippies in the 60s, 70s, and they raised me to believe that God didn't even exist. So when I started believing in God, my mom actually thought I was like crazy. I asked her to do a prayer for a family member with me, and she thought it was the weirdest shit ever. But she did it anyway. And as I was praying with her, we were holding hands praying. I just got this vibe, like she was just thinking in her head, like, damn, he's really crazy. Like he really believes in God. And these are who we were raised by. A lot of us Gen Xers were raised by people from the hippie movement who believed in promiscuous sex more than they believed in God and his principles. So I was raised agnostic by left-wing fucking lunatics. If Charlie was a Democrat, he'd still be alive. Yeah, exactly, bro. We don't. The people on the right don't kill people to silence their point of views. Like, we would never murder somebody because they don't like Trump. We listen to people talk crazy about Trump all day. We don't go out and kill people. We listen to these Democrats talk about how much they hate us and they want us to die. Literally, they hate America. They say all this and we still don't like do no violent shit. It's only them. It's not a both sides problem. No one on the right is killing people. And when you do see some shit, it's usually some random shit that has nothing to do with politics. But they try to spin it, especially if they're like a white Christian. They'll just make the headline, racially motivated murder by white supremacist Christian nationals. And then they'll try to paint it as like they were like these right-wing MAGAs that did it just to compensate for all the people they've literally killed over political violence. Nobody on the right is killing people over political violence. But y'all will take like some random story that has nothing to do with politics and try to paint that as an excuse. Like, oh no, look, see, it's a both sides thing. No, it's not. No, it's not. The people on the right never killed one of your influencers like Charlie Kirk. We never did that to one of y'all influencers. We never tried to kill your presidential candidates. You know what I'm saying? Nobody shot Biden. It was not right-wing people who shot ICE officers. The girl who just shot at pro-ICE protesters the other day in Boston was obviously a left-wing. She was anti-ICE, and there was people who were pro-ICE that showed up. She went home and got like an airsoft gun and just started shooting them all with an airsoft gun. Like that's how the left-wing approaches political matters. If you don't lay down and agree with everything I say, I want you to die. I have people literally coming in my chat threatening to kill me all the time because I disagree with their politics. Isn't that crazy? Like, and I don't even be disrespecting people. Like right now, a lot of people think I'm talking shit. I'm sharing my thoughts with you, and if I'm wrong, please let me know. But whenever I do something about, I try to have a live about talking about how we're proud as Americans, all I get is liberals coming in talking about how much they hate America. American liberals. That's all you get. Like, these people are everywhere just trying to ruin any speck of positive energy anybody has. They want everybody to be out here snapping out, fucking shooting ICE agents, helping pedophiles escape arrest as long as they entered America illegally. These people are fucking crazy, man. Then they call us pedophile protectors, even though Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile and a Democrat. Or as I like to call them, a Diddy-crat. Because Diddy was also a Democrat. Yeah, the real pedophile protectors are the party that continued protecting Epstein until the very last day. Trump talked to Epstein back in 2003 and never again. The Democrats were still protecting him until the last day. 2018, Stacey Plaskett, ambassador of the Virgin Islands, Democrat, was in under oath, was in the texting Jeffrey Epstein, asking him how he wants her to answer. This is a Democrat in a congressional hearing under oath, texting Jeffrey Epstein's private phone number, asking how he wants her to answer questions. This is like 2018. This is recent. It's like anything that the left is guilty of, they just call us. They just say it to us. Bro, nobody knows who Virat Kohli is. Like, it's just getting annoying, dog. I'm gonna put you on a 30-minute timeout. Don't come in here spamming. You wanna like promote something, it's not a big deal. Everything ain't always the Jews, bro. Everybody blames everything on the Jews. It's not the Jews, because the Democrat Party is anti-Jew. The Democrat Party hates the Jews. But the Democrat Party is the ones that push being ashamed to be American. The Democrat Party is the ones like Robert Garcia, Congressman Garcia, who went on record saying that it's time. This is his words. He said, what the American people want is that we bring actual weapons to this fight. This is an actual fight. He said the word actual twice. Actual weapons. This is a Democrat. Talking about like, I can't believe nobody said anything about that to him. Want to address the allegations. Which ones? But she didn't and you're lying? Yo, everybody, if y'all want to see proof that the Democrats just consistently lie about everything, he said, Timothy Travis said, I'm lying about Stacey Plaskett. Go, everybody that has access to a PC or a laptop right now, go look up Stacey Plaskett and how she was texting Jeffrey Epstein's private phone number, asking him how he wants her to answer questions under oath in a congressional hearing. While she was in the hearing, texting Jeffrey Epstein. So Timothy Travis, the liberal of the chat, says I'm lying and I just made that story up. So go look it up so you can see who's really lying. Yeah, go look it up so you can see that the only people that need to lie about politics are the left. Because they're never right about anything. They're on the wrong side of everything. And anything they don't want to hear, they just call you a liar. Because they are, in fact, always lying 24/7 about every topic. Because they can't be honest about topics, because if they are, none of the facts are in their favor. The only thing they got is like questioning Trump's moral standings for some of this trashy shit he's done in the past. But otherwise, like nothing else, they don't have shit else. Look up what Trump did to Eugene Carroll. Bro, that case is such bullshit, and it's completely irrelevant to anything. The Democrats did not remove Robert Planter. He stepped down. The Democrats supported Robert Planter, or Planter, whatever his name is, Plattner. So just remember, the Democrats removed Plattner. Yeah, because he got exposed. He had a Nazi tattoo and he was accused of raping like 5 women. And they were all valid accusations. Y'all want to bring up Eugene Carroll, whose story made no fucking sense. She said he raped her in a busy department store and nobody noticed. Nobody noticed Donald Trump, the biggest player and biggest realtor in New York City, walking into the fucking store. As soon as he walked in the store, people would have been all over him. This is a busy department store in Manhattan. I'm supposed to believe he went in and raped a woman right in the store, no one noticed. Then she changed her story halfway through, said it wasn't penetration, he broke her. Then she went on CNN talking about how she has a fetish for rape, and so do all women. He named her cat vagina and her dog penis. Yeah, look up the Eugene Carroll case and how bullshit it was. It wasn't even a case to get him charged with anything. It was a civil case, just only for money. That's it. It was only for money. Then she sold her tell-all book, and she used her CNN interviews and everything else. I might have my finger over the mic or something. I'm not on mute though. But yeah, maybe you should look up the Eugene Carroll case because it was obviously bullshit. If he really raped her, why wouldn't she try to press criminal charges and get his ass put in jail? Because he didn't fucking rape her. It was a fucking fake story. Alright, cool. I think I just had my finger over the mic. Bro, the Eugene Carroll case, be objective. Yo, just because somebody in here might be a Democrat, I don't hate you. I do think you guys are fucking crazy, but that doesn't mean I hate you, and it doesn't mean I want to be your enemy. I really don't. I'm just asking you to be objective, bro. Eugene Carroll said that Donald Trump walked into like one of the busiest department stores in New York City at rush hour. First of all, Donald Trump was like the biggest player, one of the biggest realtors, one of the most famous people in New York City at that time, and still is. And you're telling me he just walked in a busy department store, no one noticed him, and he just went in there and raped a random woman? And then that same woman, halfway through, said there was no penetration, he just groped her. Then, and the whole case had nothing to do with pressing charges. It was a civil case for money. She was suing him. Who the fuck would sue somebody because he raped her? Wouldn't you want to see that person get put in jail? I mean, obviously, if you get some money, get some money. Yeah, I mean, you know what, Jason? I try to keep a little faith because occasionally there are Democrat voters that can be objective. Very rarely, but there are cases. And you know, I'm willing to be objective. I will admit, when people bring up some of the stories about Trump and some of the trashy shit from his past, I'll admit, like, it's hard to defend that many allegations. So if we argue or we debate shit, I probably would agree with, in a certain sense, like, yeah, Trump is a flawed man. And it is a possibility he's done some trashy shit in his past. It is a possibility. I can't argue that. But when we're talking about who we want running the country, I don't want people who are fighting to get transgender sex changes for children. One of the first things Trump did when he took office this time, he banned sex changes for children. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and 14 other PA Democrats started a lawsuit. Now they're suing him to get back sex changes for children. The Democrats are suing Trump because he banned sex changes for children. Look it up. It's fucking crazy. I mean, bro, if you're not like a fucking pervert, how, look, it's not like, all right, maybe Trump does have a checkered past, but he's not currently fighting to block proving citizenship when you vote, and he's not fighting to give children fucking sex changes. That's the Democrats. So we could talk about Trump's past, which I can agree on some things. It doesn't always sound good with some of the stories. Now, is anybody in here on the left capable of doing the same and being objective and saying it's fucking disgusting that the Democrats are trying to fight to give children sex changes? It is fucking disgusting that California rejected a Republican bill 2 years in a row to make it a felony to pay 16-year-olds for sex. And everybody always says that's the Republicans doing that shit. Well, actually, like, California, the liberal utopia of America, vetoed a bill 2 years in a row. The Democrats, of course, are the only ones that voted against it. 2 years in a row, they voted against making it a felony to pay 16-year-olds for sex. The Democrats. This is a Republican bill. The Democrats voted against it 2 years in a row. Right? Then the news caught wind of it, started ripping them to pieces, just exposing how disgusting they are. So they wrote up a new version of the bill and claimed it like it was theirs, and then tried to put it on the Republicans like, oh, these people would never pass a bill. The Republicans wrote the bill, Democrats vetoed it, then rewrote it and passed it and tried to claim it as their own. Look it up. They vetoed a bill 2 times in a row. Democrats, 2 years in a row, they vetoed a bill to make it a felony to pay 16-year-old children for sex. No wonder Epstein was a Democrat. Because they want to give children sex changes and they want to lower the legal age so you could pay teenagers to fuck them. Look it up. Chrome, yeah. Happy birthday, Nick Hertz. Happy birthday, niggers. It's like, no. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters, man. I love y'all. You know, I gotta say that after I drop the word because it is extremely controversial. We'd like to take this moment to thank you for your contributions to the Greater Israel Project. Whatever that means. Bro, it's very like weird how obsessed people are with Israel and the Jews. It's like you can't talk about anything without people coming in here talking about, oh, it's the Jews' fault. Everything is the fucking Jews. No, the chat is shot the fuck out, bro. Oh shit. Yo, the chat is shot the fuck out, homie. My bad, we gotta clean up on aisle 4. I just spilled fucking shit all over my car. Yeah, carpet. No, I already know. I said that. Yeah, that bill. Um, right. Carpe diem. Yeah, I said that the bill passed. Now, you're saying I'm lying. So, but you're the one that's saying the Democrats never vetoed that bill. Twice in a row, the Republicans are the ones that wrote the bill, and the Democrats vetoed it both times. So who's lying? This is another example. Everybody in the chat, here is how I will prove to you right now that the Democrats don't do nothing but come in my chat and lie to defend Democrats. Look up this case. California Democrats voted twice against the bill to make it a felony to pay 16-year-olds for sex. Twice. Then they went and rewrote the bill and tried to claim it as their own so people like Carpe Diem can say, no, you're a liar. The Democrats overwhelmingly voted for it. Yeah, after the media caught wind of it and started ripping them to pieces, after the voters started saying, you guys are fucking pedophiles. Yeah, they did. They rewrote it and then tried to claim it as their own after vetoing it twice when the Republicans wrote it. Maybe you should stop lying. Everybody in the chat, look it up so you can see who has to lie about politics and who just tells the truth. Look it up. Now that's 2 people so far that have lied in my chat, and you can go fact check me. Pick your source, whoever you trust. All these motherfuckers got is lies, bullshit. They don't care about nothing but defending the Democrats. What up, Treo? What up, though, homie? Ready for All-Star Week in Philly? Oh, yeah, they're doing that shit in Philly. I forgot, bro. Yeah, hell yeah. I really just like watching the home run derbies and shit. Carpe Diem, you're just saying shit to defend the Democrats. Bro said they rewrote it because it wasn't concise enough. So the first year they just completely vetoed the bill to make it a felony to pay 16-year-olds to fuck them. Democrats vetoed that bill. And you're saying because the bill wasn't concise enough? And then they voted against it a year later, again for a second time? Then went and rewrote it exactly the same. They didn't change anything. So what was fucking concise about it the first 2 times? Please enlighten me. You don't pass a half-assed bill. Okay, well then tell me how it was half-assed. Or are you just saying whatever to defend Democrats? Yeah, we know the answer to that one, Carpe Diem. You just refuse to hold Democrats accountable for any of their shit. So you're telling me it wasn't concise enough, so they just vetoed it and never rewrote it. Bro, the Democrats were getting crazy bad press. Voters were like fucking going crazy about it. This is after they vetoed it twice and made no effort to even discuss it. They were completely unwilling to discuss making it a felony to fuck 16-year-olds for money. Then when the press picked it up and said, yo, what is this? Then the Democrats just popped up with the same bill and passed it as their own. And you're on here saying, no, they vetoed it because it wasn't concise enough. It was the same bill, bro. You're only on here with no intentions other than to defend Democrats. And this is what the left does. We don't have to do that. All we gotta do is tell the truth. And surely somebody's gonna pop up and say I'm a Jew or I'm paid by Israel. Bro, if I was paid by Israel, you think I'd be sitting in this old ass Honda fucking talking to a live stream where it's like I barely get any views? Like, yo, if Israel was paying me, I would imagine that they would at least help me get in the algorithm a little bit. Like, what the fuck? Why would they pay somebody like me anyway? It doesn't even make sense. People just blame everything on the Jews, bro. It's fucking insane. Fierce political standoff between lawmakers demanding harsher penalties for child predators and those worried about criminal justice overreach. Yeah, so the Republicans were demanding harsher penalties for child predators, and the Democrats were worried about criminal justice overreach. So that's how you explain the bill being unconcisive, because it would cause criminal justice overreach. Yeah, fierce political standoff between lawmakers demanding harsher penalties for child predators, which is what the Republicans were pushing. And then the Democrats were saying, no, We shouldn't punish child predators and people that fuck 16-year-olds and pay them. We shouldn't punish them because it's criminal justice overreach. Are you crazy, bro? Do you realize you're just proving my point and telling the whole room that the Democrats really are a bunch of fucking pedophiles who vetoed a bill twice that would make it a serious felony to pay 16-year-olds for sex? Then when the press picked it up, they automatically rewrote the bill and passed it ASAP. Same fucking bill. But you're talking about, oh, it wasn't concise enough. Well, then why the fuck did they rewrite it and pass it? They didn't add anything important on there. They didn't change anything to control criminal justice overreach. Bro, you wanna protect pedophiles? If we pass a bill to make it illegal to be a pedophile, you're worried about criminal justice overreach? Are you one of the people that pays 16-year-olds for sex? Is that what's going on? Talking heads who don't even know the bill. Yeah, see, like, you don't have anything to say. You don't have anything to say. Yeah, bye, bro. It's like I just shut you down with the facts, and then you say, oh, you don't even know the bill. But at the same time, you can't tell me how I'm wrong, because I'm not. You feel stupid, so get your ass on. Black Money, what up, homie? Yeah, Jason, Democrats refuse to sign the Republican bill to end insider trading, bro. Have you seen Nancy Pelosi's stocks? Yo, Nancy Pelosi's stock profile, I think it's like she has the highest stock profile in America. She's the #1 trader. Trader, like Trader. Nancy Pelosi. How the fuck does Nancy Pelosi have time to become the most wealthy stock investor in America? Look it up. They have a fucking mobile app so you can track Nancy Pelosi's investments. Because she's so on point every time. Every investment she makes blows up. Yeah, that's not normal, bro. That's like going to the crap table and you hit on every fucking roll. That's like hitting the Powerball 4 times in a row. You made like 1,000 investments and all of them hit. And then she votes against the bill to ban inside trading. Bro, then California passes the Stop Nick Shirley Act to block people from investigating fraud. They passed a bill called the Stop Nick Shirley Act to block people from investigating fraud. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Now they're fighting tooth and nail to make sure they don't have to show ID when people vote. And then they're like, no, illegal immigrants don't vote. Oh, all right. So I guess we should just trust that they're so honorable and so honest. The people that snuck across the border, skipped in front of people that have been waiting 10 years for the legal process. We're supposed to trust them that they're not going to vote. They're just going to let Trump win, who's going to deport them. They're not going to vote for Democrats who are going to save them, right? Of course not. That would be ridiculous. Became a Republican after Minnesota fraud. Bro, it was shit like the Minnesota fraud that started I mean, the Minnesota fraud sealed the deal, but what really killed me, I appreciate you, Black. What really killed, I voted for Democrats my whole life, bro. I was raised by fucking super liberals. My parents still are hardcore liberals. When the Democrats started losing me, bro, when they basically rigged the 2016 election. I voted for Bernie Sanders. Anybody who was paying attention to the 2016 election, Bernie Sanders literally won the primaries. The results came up that night. Then somehow in the morning, Hillary Clinton was the candidate. They used super PACs to put all the money on Hillary's campaign against Bernie. They forced Bernie to step down, bro. I don't know if they had dirt on him or something. They forced him to step down. They gave us Hillary. The Democrats said, we know you guys voted for Bernie, but we don't give a fuck. We don't care about fair elections. You have to vote for Hillary. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? That sounds kind of like how y'all voted for Joe Biden in the primaries, and they again said, we don't give a fuck who you voted for. Here's Kamala Harris. Do what we say. And you did, right? Did you complain? Probably not. Did you even notice that this is the second time they did it? Probably not. That's where they lost me, bro. When it became, I was aware that they were rigging elections in 2016 just off of that. Then Hillary Clinton gets caught using Russian spies to spy on Trump's campaign. Like, bro, this is all in paper, written in stone, not up for debate. People just overlook it. Like, I don't fucking get it, bro. You really, like, to continue being a Democrat in this day and age, you really gotta just be willing to completely avoid any details that prove you wrong. Shit like Democrats voting against a bill to make it a felony to fuck 16-year-olds for money. You have to really be able to just look at that and say, no, and then try to make excuses like the Bull Carpet Diem said. But then he ends up proving me right with his own comments, because he didn't know what he was talking about, so he didn't even realize he was about to prove me right. Bernie sold out. Bernie did sell out. Bernie did sell out. Yo, and so did Obama. Bro, the Democrat Party changed during Obama, and I don't think it was Obama's fault. I voted for Obama twice. I'm going to keep it real. If you look back at Obama's first campaign, first time he became president, bro, that man like damn near agreed with everything Trump agreed with. Oh, Obama was actually solid, bro. When he first was running, Obama was solid. Something happened along the way where he got compromised, bro. I don't know what it was. Something happened where he got compromised and he just like changed overnight and got caught up in all this far left bullshit. That is not who Obama was, bro. If y'all really try to be objective with your politics, like I do, you gotta look at Obama. He was not this like anti-American, pro-gay, everything, abortions everywhere for everyone. He was not on that when he first came in. It was till years of him being in politics, being president. That changed him. I'm trying to tell y'all, people be like Obama was the worst president ever. Bro, no he was. George Bush was worse. George Bush lied to get us into Iraq. And it completely destabilized the whole area. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Mel. Probably half the reason I voted for Obama was I just want to see a black guy as the president. I'm gonna keep it real. I was young, I was in my 20s, I was just in the streets, bro. I didn't give a fuck about no politics. I was like, yeah, we gotta get a brother up in the office, man. That's it. I didn't give a fuck about no politics. But now looking back, now that I understand politics better, and I'm looking back because people talk about Obama like he was always like that. I started looking back into his history. I'm starting to realize, wow, Obama and the Democrats in the 90s and 2000s they agreed with the shit that the Republicans agree with in 26. Because the Republicans have moved to the middle, and the closer Republicans get to the middle, the farther Democrats go to the left. But if you listen to Nancy Pelosi in the 90s, Obama, Bill Clinton, bro, they agreed with Trump on everything. Even the Iran war. Y'all motherfuckers didn't have a problem with the shit until Trump became president. They don't hear me though, bro. I just think it's important, if you're on the right, if you're a Trump supporter, I think it's more crucial now than ever for us to be objective. Don't be like the liberals where it's like everybody on the left is the same way. Some of them people on the left, like Obama, got compromised somewhere along the way. And a lot of it had to do with money. I'm going to give you a fun Democrat fact. Did you know that the top 3 recipients of big pharma money ever in U.S. politics, number 1, Kamala Harris, she got like $9.6 million from big pharma. Number 2 was Joe Biden. He got like $9.3 million from Big Pharma. And number 3 was Obama. He got like $6 million. They robbed his ass. They gave him $3 million less than Kamala. You would think Obama's way better than them, bro. After having Biden and Kamala in office, you can't tell me Obama was the worst president, homie. That's crazy. Like, how did we just watch the Biden presidency and be like Obama was worse? That's crazy, bro. Obama, Obama was in office right when the deep state started really gaining traction, and now you can see they run the Democrat Party, and they got their paws in the Republican Party too. We got people like the guy up in is that Nebraska? What's the boy Thune? Is it Peter Thune or what's his name, though? Yeah, they do turn a blind eye. Bro, you know what people don't realize about socialism? With the Democrats, what they don't know about socialism is that it promotes big government. Capitalism promotes freedom, promotes smaller government. Capitalism encourages people to refuse allowing politicians to get up in their motherfucking business. Small business owners should not be answering to the government. You know what I'm saying? Legal gun owners should not be answering to the government. We got a little Amsterdam vodka, dog. Little Amsterdam. You know what I'm saying? We drinking the Amsterdam and Gatorade, dog. Yo, the strawberry Gatorade, the Fierce Strawberry, is crazy, bro. You put some liquor in this joint, it is fire. Cheers, homie. For sure, for sure. Yeah, exactly, Jason. When you got smaller government, you got less people to check. I'll give you like a metaphor. When you have a town that's smaller, it's easier to police. It's a smaller town, it's easier to police. There's going to be lower crime rates by default. If you live in a big city, it's way harder to police because it's too much shit going on. There's too many people doing too many things. So it's harder to police. When you got big government, harder to police. There's too many people protecting other people. And when you got a big government and you live in a pure democracy, elections are not needed, majority rules. Did y'all know that democracy, like actual democracy, doesn't require elections? Look it up. In just like a pure absolute democracy, it's fucking majority rules. So whoever's got the majority wins. They don't need to do elections. Voting less, we smaller pool. Yeah. No, that's true. You know what I always wonder, Black? I always wonder, because, like, yo, I'm not trying to say the Republicans are innocent either. We got some Republicans that I do not fuck with at all. And some of the Republicans that get mad money from Israel. We don't know what their plans are. I mean, I support Israel more than, like, countries that celebrated 9/11, like Palestine and shit. But at the same time, I'm not naive to the influence Israel has in ways that don't favor us all the time. But I do believe they're an important ally as far as that's concerned. Yo, y'all seeing all these people now, they're fucking up Iran. Everybody's sick of it. All these countries today were like, you know what? We're going to start fucking them up too. They're like, yeah, Trump, we see you. Now we're about to start bombing their asses, bro. Iran is fucked. Dog, Iran is cooked. Everybody's about to start bombing their asses. Those are Eurocentric cities you're talking about. That's where the data centers come into play. Facts. Facts, bro. The data centers are crazy. Yo, I think the data centers are why New York... Did y'all see New York City during that heat wave last week? Mandani went on Twitter and he said to everybody in New York, make sure you keep your air conditioners at 78 degrees. Dog, that's literally putting the heat on. Like, you put 78 degrees in the wintertime, damn near. Mandani's saying it's in the middle of a heat wave. He's saying, make sure you guys stay cool and keep your ACs at 78 degrees so the power grid doesn't crash. And then the next day, the power grid crashes, bro. What? It's these fucking data centers, dog. We're gonna be seeing more blackouts in these places that are building these big ass data centers. We're gonna be seeing more blackouts. We're gonna see more catastrophic weather events too. I've been
I've been saying since 2023 when Senate gave Bill Gates permission to start working on a weather control project. I was like, yeah, something's gonna happen. And that same year is when the Maui fires happened. Matter of fact, 2023 was the most money ever spent fixing weather catastrophes. The same year Bill Gates got permission by Senate to do a weather control project, they had the most dangerous, deadly year ever of weather events. Most people died, most money spent on repairs. It was like over $1 billion fixing everything. Then the North Carolina floods followed, Texas floods. We just had that hurricane, the earthquake. We had hurricanes up here in Pennsylvania, like in Philly. Bro, we don't get hurricanes up here. We just had one the other day. Like, we keep getting them. They're ripping the fucking stoplights out of the ground. Like, literally, one came through my neighborhood. It ripped all the fucking stoplights, the traffic lights out of the ground. So then they put some new ones in. They put some like ghetto ass ones in too. They're like not even real stops. They're not even real traffic lights. They're like a little half size pole with like a jaw hanging off it. Amen, Carlo. Amen. Amen, brother. Yeah, we need God more than ever now, man. I don't care. I don't really care who people call God, what name they put on him. If you're trying to abide by a life where you don't commit 7 deadly sins, or do them as little as possible. If you're capable of living in harmony with everybody, you're gonna go to heaven, bro. You're gonna go to heaven. So if you're not capable of living in harmony with Christians, or Christians who are incapable of living in harmony with people that believed in Islam, none of them are gonna be able to go to heaven because they're not capable of living in pure harmony with everybody. So that's anybody who has a belief system that disables them from living in harmony with that group. You won't be able to go to heaven. Don't ask me. I just be knowing shit, man. I just be knowing, just like how I predicted there was going to be weather events after they gave Bill Gates permission to do a weather control project. Started in Pennsylvania, matter of fact. I'm in PA, homie. We're right outside of Philly. Right outside of Philly. We got one of the biggest Irish communities. Philly probably is the last city that got real, true Irish communities. I'm talking Irish, homie. The real Irish. You know what I'm saying? Not the ones that came from Vikings and shit. I guess all Irish do got Viking blood in them, because them motherfuckers just came through and raped everything. Scots Irish were actually real savages. I ain't gonna lie, and that's the only reason I took offense to that, because my history, like, I mean, our family tree goes back hundreds of years. My family came from Enniskillen. Northern Ireland, the Irish in Northern Ireland, like the real Irish, got fucked, bro. Those are the ones that died in the famine and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? My family, the people that came here as servants and shit like that. They'll be. But sometimes, you know, you people, it's easy to take shit personal. I know you ain't mean it in no personal way. You, like, what you're saying is not totally off base. You don't live in harmony with Democrats. Yeah, I do. I could definitely live in harmony with Democrats, too. I don't gotta agree with your politics. If you're somebody that, like, wants to give sex changes to children, you're not going to heaven anyway. So I don't need to live in harmony. But I'm willing to live in harmony with anybody who can live in harmony, bro. I've got friends that are liberals. I got people that come in this chat that I talk to every day that vote for Democrats. We just don't talk about it. And when they see me going off on my Trump rants, they just stay out of it because they know we're gonna disagree. They know we're gonna argue. But those they still, you know, the people, they won't steal from me. I could trust them. Yeah, Mitch McConnell is cooked, bro. Mitch McConnell is cooked. Trump is next. So strangers, are you you want to see people die because you don't like their politics? So stranger wants to murder people over politics, but then he feels like he's qualified to decide who goes to heaven. This is the level of delusion these people live in. He wants to murder people because he doesn't like their politics, and then he thinks he's qualified to tell people who's going to heaven. That's wild. Their politics led to a genocide, bro. What are you talking about? It's you people that are murdering motherfuckers. It was a liberal that ran in that church and murdered 3 children. They were like 3 years old, 4 years old. Murdered them because they were learning the Bible. Ran in a church and killed them with bullets that had Democrat talking points inscribed on them. Like, hold this fascist. Like the whole fascist shit. Yeah, they carved all the Democrat talking points into their bullets, onto the guns. Then they went and murdered 3 children. Just like the kid who murdered Charlie Kirk and inscribed a bunch of Democrat talking points on his gun too. But yeah, I'm stupid. Oh, let me guess, free Palestine, right? You got your local ghetto down the street where black men and black boys are getting murdered every day, and you're mad about some kid getting killed in Palestine. That's how I know you ain't shit. So go put a BLM sticker on your fucking bumper of your car to compensate. Because that's all y'all are good for. Virtue signaling. You think them people in Palestine give a fuck about you? Bro, they celebrated 9/11. Free Palestine. Oh man, you're such a good person. Everybody thinks you're such a good person because you said free Palestine. So it's okay for you to threaten to murder people. That's okay, as long as you say free Palestine and Black Lives Matter, and it's all good. Ari, what's up, girl? You know, I'm just on here talking my shit. That's all. You know me. You know me. I appreciate you. You always come in, dropping the gems on me, man. You're the best. I should put up a goal. I always be forgetting to put up goals. Let me put up a goal. I forget how to put up goals. Girl, you better watch it with the happy poop. You always be dropping the happy poop on me. It's like, nah, it's cool. Gift is a gift. I ain't mad at you. I think it like disabled the goals option. Now let me. Damn, my fault. My shit just cut off. It comes in waves, bro. A bunch of people will join, move on. Bunch of people will join, move on. It's just how it is. You're pathetic. I wish you the best for you. Yeah, you wish the best for me. I'm sure you do, bro. You know what I'm saying? We don't gotta be disrespectful like y'all. That's the thing y'all do. You say I can't live in harmony. You say I'm not going to heaven. I deserve free healthcare and a livable wage. What the fuck are you talking about? First of all, I got a livable wage. I'm a carpenter. Second of all, no, I don't need free healthcare. Third of all, they already have free healthcare for people that are poor. The only point of universal healthcare is so you could kick all the rich people and people like me who got private insurance, so you could kick us off our insurance and force us on the Medicaid. Medicaid, you probably never even been on Medicaid because y'all are so naive. Y'all got no connection to the hood or the impoverished communities. No connection. So far removed from it that you don't even realize there's already universal health care for poor people. Bro, When we were on that shit, it covers dentist appointments. It covers everything. Not that you would know in your white bread suburb where y'all never go through anything. You just vote to flood us with illegal immigrants into the inner city communities that y'all don't even live in. Yeah, y'all love the immigrants so much, but you don't want them flooding into your town. You flood them into our town. No, we do have free medical service, bro. Medicaid is free medical service. You don't know what you're talking about because you're a rich, privileged person, like most liberals. You grow up privileged. You don't grow up around using Medicaid and EBT. You don't grow up with that, so you don't actually know what the fuck you're talking about. Some of us did and do know Medicaid is free and it covers everything, bro. The only point of universal health care is to eliminate private insurance companies and allow the government to take over a complete monopoly of the health insurance, healthcare industry. You still pay copays, bro. You don't have to pay copays when you have Medicaid. You don't know what you're talking about, dog. This is what I'm saying. Like, some of y'all really have no idea what you're talking about, but you just want to talk. Yo, stranger, you haven't been right about anything so far. Like, not one thing. All you got is little passive aggressive comments. That's like a standard liberal thing. Don't have nothing to say, can't make a solid argument, so you just go to personal insults. This is what I'm saying. It be these rich, privileged, entitled white liberals that grew up far removed from any kind of struggle. They're the ones that vote to flood illegal immigrants into these communities that we come from. The people like them that vote to flood our communities with them. They don't have to deal with them. They don't realize that, like, they're flooding MS-13 gang members, all types of violent motherfuckers. They be throwing trash in the street and shit. Y'all don't have to live around it. So it's like out of sight, out of mind for you. You're just like, oh no, we're going to prove how we're such great people by fighting for these illegals. But put them in the black neighborhood down the street. You know, don't put them in our neighborhood. And, because we don't give a fuck about the black community where people getting murdered all the time. We care about the kid that got killed in Palestine. Who gives a fuck about the black community? The BLM movement is done already. And guess what? If I want to yell free Palestine, I will. I'll just throw a BLM sticker on my fucking bumper to compensate for how little I actually care. So people think I'm a good person still. But I'm so mad because my mom won't let me get TikTok. Man, listen, Ariana, your mom is a good mom. I'm telling you, that TikTok shit, the shit, what TikTok is doing to younger people, I understand. I know to you, it's, you just want to be on there. I get it. I'm trying to tell you, the shit that's on TikTok is terrible for young people. There's some really bad shit on there for the young ones. I hear you though, I know, but I don't fuck with TikTok. And I'm still a part of. I be a part of whatever I want, and so can you. You know what I'm saying? You're a talented young woman. You'll be alright. You're better off without TikTok, trust me. If you look at the way a lot of these young kids are brainwashed, oh look, Ari, like think about it, like think about the people your age are arguing over politics and shit like that. When we were your age, we didn't even think about politics. We didn't even think about it. We were just being kids living our life. Nowadays, these kids are like arguing over politics and shit. We never cared. But a lot of it is because TikTok and other apps are pushing this shit on young people. I know you hear me talking about politics a lot, but for the young people, y'all don't got life experience and like paying bills and the things that politics affects. So there's no reason for the young people to even worry about it. You know what I mean? Live your lives. Enjoy your youth. I do understand where you're coming from, trust me. If I was your age, I would feel the same. My parents would be in the way sometimes too, but I think you'll look back on it and understand better. Sometimes when we're young, we don't realize our parents do know more than us about some stuff. They right sometimes, and we realize that when we get older. Yeah, of course. I got you, girl. I'll be on for a little bit.
Hey, look at this. The school bus was lit on fire on 40. Silva.
I lost my blunt, man. Damn, I threw my blunts out, dog. I hope they got a store up there. Let's see what the polls say. So what we got? We got 36% said the Democrats hate speech. 14% said TDS. 29% said self-hate. 21% disagree. So I guess it's safe to say that most people are on the same page. Just a couple people that think they disagree. Most people are objective. They can see that. They can see what's going on. We can see who's going on in the news, yelling, screaming, and oh, they're Nazis and fascists and fucking trying to stir the pot. We see who it is that's like trying to stir shit up with Carmelo Anthony. Because at the end of the day, you're white, you're black, whatever you may be. Me and you got nothing to do with Carmelo Anthony. I don't know about where y'all live, But I could walk down the street and show you a block where like 3 people have been killed on it over the past few years. And I haven't even heard about all the murders in my own city. So why the fuck am I hearing about a murder that happened in some little town in Texas? It don't even make sense. Why is the news pushing that to me? Why don't they push news about how many people got killed in my city? They'd rather talk about Carmelo Anthony. Because if we talk about the killings in my city, nobody's going to give a fuck. You're just going to be like, oh, just another fucking black on black homicide. Because they don't give a fuck. When they can spin it into like some shit to spin a narrative, make us snap out and hate each other, then they'll tell us the story. They won't tell you about a murder that happened up the street, and me and you won't even talk about it either. But they'll tell you about Carmelo Anthony. They'll talk about the kid who drowned and try to spin it into like, oh, these white kids murdered him because he's black. We don't know what the fuck happened. Sound like the kid just drowned for real. I don't know. Mate, I don't know the story enough to talk about it, so I ain't even gonna make an opinion. It's just another example of someone who died in some other state across the country, and suddenly everybody cares. The whole time, like, a good majority of us that live in these areas got mad. I got mad friends that was murdered. Like, a lot. You think I give a fuck about somebody getting killed in Texas? I don't. Respectfully. Rest in peace to that man. But I'm saying, like, I just feel like, I don't know, if you're worried about shit going on in Palestine more than you're worried about a kid that got killed down the street from you, you're worried about someone that got killed in Palestine, not somebody that got killed in America. Just slap a little BLM sticker on your bumper. That should compensate for how little you give a fuck about America's compromised community. That'd be good enough. That'd be good enough. Yeah, that'll prove to everybody that you're a good person and that you're not racist. You gotta be careful. I can't play what's it called? I can't play copywritten music or it deletes the whole fucking, bans the whole YouTube or demonetizes it. Yeah, I'm saying the only people that's worried about free Palestine is people from out in the suburbs that are privileged, got money. It'd be these white liberals that don't know, they don't have no connection to the hood, they don't have no connection. They got no connection to the communities they claim to be advocates for. How the fuck is you an advocate for the hood and you don't, all you care about is free Palestine and abortions? And you advocate for the hood? No, you don't. You don't give a fuck. You care about virtue signaling. Hey, look at me. Look how great of a person I am. Free Palestine. Oh, I'm such a good person. Free Palestine. Everybody look at me. I care about people more than anyone else on the entire universe. Free Palestine. Whole time, like, 6 motherfuckers just got shot down the street from you, and you don't even give a fuck. If somebody got killed in Palestine, oh, it's the Jews. You're probably a black person to get murdered down the street from you, and you'd be like, oh, it's the Jews. It's the Jews' fault. What up, Barry? Yo, Ari, you be spoiling me. Nah, I appreciate you though. You the shit. Don't smoke, Ari. I feel like the younger generation. Hey, Ari. Does the younger generation seems like they don't really smoke cigarettes? That's a good thing. I don't see any of the young bucks smoking cigarettes. Yo, when we were like, I was smoking cigarettes when we were like 11, 12 years old. We were smoking weed, drinking. Dog, when we were little kids, we were living like we were grown adults. But we weren't. And we were crazy as shit. Zen and vape took over. Yeah, you're right though. You're right. The vape is so much easier too, bro. You remember when? I don't know how old you are, homie, but do you remember? Maybe you remember the days when we smoked cigarettes right in the bathroom at high school. We would go in the bathroom, act like we're taking a shit, smoke a cigarette. Yo, motherfuckers would go in the bathroom, into the stall, smoke a whole blunt, drop the roach in the toilet, and then come out like, no, I didn't smoke. It wasn't me. Bro, we used to just smoke it would be like 5 of us smoking cigarettes in the bathroom and shit. Now they could just go hit the vape real quick. I wish we had vapes. Dog, when we were growing up, I knew kids that was like 14 with full blown heroin addictions. I don't know, it probably still exists, but dog, back in our old neighborhood, everybody was on dope. Everybody's mom was on dope. Little kids was on dope. This shit was crazy, man. I don't know. I feel like people shit on Gen Z a lot, but I feel like they're smarter than us in a lot of ways. But we was getting right. We was getting faded when we were little ass kids, dog. Yeah, no, we definitely smoked in the locker room for sure, bro. Definitely smoked in the locker room. Smoked in the bathrooms. Sometimes you got a little spot behind the school where you sneak out and smoke over there. We had a little spot that was like in the bushes behind our school. Every morning before school started, it would be like 20 of us back there smoking blunts, selling weed, like all type of illicit activities. Like right in this section of bushes, but the bushes were big enough that they like covered us up. We would just sit there and smoke. Look, we got 4 viewers and 17 likes. That happens all the time. 417, April 17th, I had 2 homies that got murdered 10 years apart. They both died on 417, but one was in 2011 and the other was in 2023. I don't know, maybe it's not significant, but I always thought it was weird. I see 417 everywhere. I don't know if like people believe in numbers and shit, if they mean something. I don't really know, but like lately I've been seeing 444 everywhere. And I looked it up on the internet just out of curiosity. And it's like mad people, like thousands of people are all seeing 444. Y'all seen the bull Sean Ryan? He's like one of the biggest podcasters. And he did a whole video about how he sees 444 everywhere. I was like, damn, what the fuck? So it's not just me? Bro, I was waking up at 4:44 a.m. every morning for like months. Well, it was like a month where it was every morning, 4:44, no matter how late I went to bed. And I will wake up feeling refreshed, bro. I will get like 4 hours of sleep, wake up at 4:44 and feel great. Then I looked at the video Sean Ryan did. I look in his comment section, and there's mad people saying they wake up at 4:44 every morning. I'm like, I don't know. When I try to explain it to people, I sound crazy. But when I'm seeing like all these other people and famous people, it's weird. I wonder what that shit means. 417 is crazy though. shit, I missed all your comments. You would see 11:11 all the time. Yeah, see it's like I look at the clock. It's 4:44 all the time, or it'll be 4:17. Bro, like it's weird because sometimes my chat will be popping, and I'll get like couple thousand views. I get a little bag for the live. Sometimes it'll say there's 4 viewers. Damn, I need to get a cut. My hair, my skin fades be looking weird when they grow out. But I'll look at my fucking chat sometimes. It'll say there's 4 viewers and 17 likes. And I get the same amount of views in the same bag. It's weird, like they be hiding viewers and shit. Like I'll have a bunch of people in my shit. And pause. And still the same amount of views. Shit weird, man. Shit's funny money. There's also, I noticed there's people on YouTube that will be in my chat and they don't show up as a viewer. And they be on there talking weird shit like, I don't know, it's weird. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, right. Vanilla Bluntville? Yeah, please. Card. Thank you. You too. Nobody's answering the question. That's funny. I'm wondering, like, can people be friends with people that hate their politics? Like, can you have a friend, if you're a Trump supporter, can you be friends with someone that fucking hates Trump? And vice versa. And vice versa. If you're somebody that hates Trump, can you be friends with somebody that fucks with him? I can be friends with somebody that don't like Trump, and I fuck with Trump. I'm just wondering, am I like the only one? It seems like people are just incapable of being friends with somebody that don't love their politics. It's almost like it's like weird. Yeah. See, that's it for real, bro. If it's somebody you fuck with, you gotta understand. Like, yeah, we just not gonna agree. So let's just leave it alone. I got friends I got people that come in the chat, they support, you know what I'm saying? They support me because they know my heart's in the right place. And they just don't come in when I'm talking about politics. They just stay away because they know they're not going to agree with me, and I'm alright with that. They'll pop back up when we're talking about something else. Bro, the dispensary makes it so hard to open these fucking bags, dog. It's like, god damn. Bro, opening the weed bag is like breaking into Fort Knox. It's like I'm trying to do an art heist. I'm trying to open the bud. Yo. Bro, they be making these weed bags with steel reinforcements. Like, you can't even open the shit. There we go. There we go. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. And there's a lot of, like if I'm being objective, I can understand why people don't like Trump. I could see like he rubs people the wrong way and shit. I get it. Like, Trump don't give a fuck about being nice. Trump don't give a fuck if people like him. Which sometimes I feel like it is a flaw, because I feel like he can kind of push away people that might otherwise disagree with him. If he was a little like I don't know. I don't want to see him change either. I don't want to see him get nice and soft so people like him. So I'm kind of like in support. You know what I mean? But I can't understand why certain people don't fuck with him. I ain't mad at him. The guy isn't releasing the files. I mean, look, I hate being a guy that like repeats the same. I know you probably heard a million Trump supporters say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. If Kamala got elected, none of this shit would have got released. All the millions of documents that Trump released, are some redacted with shit that I want unredacted? Yes. I'm not like a Democrat who can't be objective. I'm not like people on the left who refuse to be objective. I can see it and I'll be like, yeah, there's a lot of shady shit with that. It does seem like there are people being protected. But on the other hand, if you're being objective, we all know Kamala wouldn't release anything. Kamala was vice president. Biden was president. They had the files all them years. And they lied about it. They said there was no files. The FBI said we already released everything we know. Biden's FBI. Trump got in office. They forced those same judges that denied all Democrats. They forced those judges to release the shit. He released 3 million documents. I'm kind of shocked that you aren't aware of that. But I guess at this point, that's pretty, I should just expect that. Think about all the shit we're talking about that he released. All the shit about Epstein praying a ball, and the shit about, like, basically the shit that tells us that they ate fucking children and did all this shit, bro. What did he release? We wouldn't be talking about any of this shit. Of what? The actual Epstein files. He released 3 million of them. So I think there's a lot of documents. I think there's like 4 million though. He released most of them. So, but my qualm. He never said that. Wait, who never said what? My fault. I'm not sure. I'm doing a lot of Trump. Why do you keep bringing up E.G. and Carol, bro? You already said that. Oh, you're one of those that's just trying to, like... You don't actually want to have a conversation. And this is the question. See, this is the problem. The question is, can you be friends with someone who disagrees with your politics, and then all y'all got to talk about is Epstein and Jean Carroll? Which, Alicia, you said Trump never released documents. So here's another example, y'all. Now this is the third person that's lying about politics, and it can be fact checked. I never lie. And I will tell y'all sometimes when I disagree with Trump or I don't like something. There's a lot of allegations about Trump floating around that I'm not comfortable with. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna sit here and like debate Trump's morality. I think that he did shit when he was younger that he wished he didn't do. Yeah. I ain't gonna argue you guys on everything. But you saying he never released any documents is a stone cold lie. Just flat out a lie. So I don't know why you guys do shit like that, because anybody could go fact check you. And when they do fact check you, they'll realize that the Republican supporter was telling the truth and the Democrat supporter was lying. There's a pattern there. Yeah. No, Jimmy, I'm with you. Give me Jimmy. Why can't I tell you one what? I mean, there was files about there's a lot of files. Some of the shit in those files were crazy. Did y'all know Jay-Z and Pusha T was on the Epstein list? There was victims, Epstein victims, women that were trafficked on an island that said Pusha T was fucking drugging them and raping them. And Jay-Z. That's a little crazy, I don't know, but I'm just wondering where the Pusha T Epstein connection comes in. No, see, you can't tell us one because you don't really try to, like, stay up to date with everything. So this is what I'm saying, Alicia. Nah, they definitely don't support the same interests. First of all, Big Pharma puts all their money behind Democrats, or they put their money behind Republicans who favor Democrats and vote against everything that Trump does. If you're a Republican that votes against everything Trump tries to do, then there's a good chance you get Big Pharma money. There's a good chance that you use illegal immigrants to rig elections. Nah, Alicia, you cool with me. You cool with me. I'm not somebody that hates people that disagree with me. I'm really not. And you know what? There's a lot of times when I'll be thinking I shouldn't lead with politics. We should lead with how do we agree? Like, what do we agree on? What do we have in common? We might both eat the same food. We might have hobbies that we both do that we could relate on. And if we could create that common ground first and realize we're just people, we could rock with each other. But we go, and I do too, I'm guilty. We go right to the shit we disagree on, and then we draw the line. Oh, he's a MAGA, she's a liberal. And it's bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Because the whole time we might have way more in common than we do not, because of the politics. Sometimes the politics are the only line in the sand. Everything else, y'all rock with each other. So even though these discussions do get heated, I think we need to keep in mind that we're still human beings first. But like I said, I'm gonna always keep it official. I do understand why people don't fuck with Trump. He's an easy person to not fuck with. I ain't gonna lie. He just tells it like it is. Look, people don't like me because I tell it like it is. I just say what I think. I don't try to hide it. I don't try to sugarcoat my feelings. If I think something, I'm just gonna say it. And if it gets you mad, then I don't give a fuck. But sometimes I'm wrong. I gotta realize I ain't Jesus Christ. I don't know everything. Sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes I might need a liberal friend to check me. Because sometimes my Republican friends, we all just agree on everything. And we might be wrong. So it's good to have a friend that's of an opposing party, so y'all could like kind of give each other, you might research shit that I don't, and vice versa. We might be able to help each other have a more complete picture, a more complete perspective. You know what I mean? Damn, bro, my phone. Yo, Trump was just forced to evacuate Air Force One because they had a bomb on the plane, bro. Somebody put a bomb on Air Force One. They are really trying to kill Trump. And this is my question. Can you be friends with somebody that don't agree with your politics? These motherfucking Democrats, bro, put a bomb on Air Force One. You supported them until after the files. So would you prefer the Democrats who didn't release any and act like they didn't exist? Or would you support Trump who did release 3 million of them? I hear you though. Some of them were redacted, yes, and there haven't been any arrests. I don't love it. There's things that I want to see done better. But bro, he released 3 million fucking documents. I mean, come on. A lot of the people that he named, like the president of Princeton and people in the UK government, Prince, which one was it? Not Prince Harry. Trump named all these people. There's all these people named in the Epstein files. None of them are getting arrested, bro. That's my problem. So look, I'm willing to be objective. I'm a Trump supporter, and I will admit when I don't like shit Trump does. But I still am glad that he released 3 million documents. I mean, at least we have an idea of what we're dealing with. You know who I think is sketchy? I think Steve Bannon is very strange. You know, Steve Bannon stayed on Epstein Island like for months, supposedly like doing an interview with him. You seen the Epstein interview with Epstein, the one that Vlad posted? That was Steve Bannon who did the interview. He spent mad time with Jeffrey Epstein, bro. He's a Republican. I ain't gonna stand up for every Republican, bro. I mean, it is good, I guess, that someone interviewed Epstein. Epstein didn't really say shit, though. Epstein didn't. That interview was like almost. There was nothing. He didn't say anything. He didn't answer anything. Staged assassin at the dinner. Staged assassination at. Oh, when the bull ran in, that was a very strange drawing, bro. But at this point, you can't say any of these are staged. Definitely not staged by the Trump administration. Bro, first of all, Iran was suspected to be behind the Butler, PA shooting. And you know the Democrats love Iran and Palestine and all. And dog, there's been so many assassination attempts. You can't tell me they're all staged. First of all, Iran has a hit list. Lindsey Graham was on the top of the list and he just died. Trump is on the top of the list. Trump is on the top of a lot of countries' hit lists, bro. I will say though, the one at that dinner was very strange. There was definitely an insider source. It was also strange how there was no shots fired, like Secret Service didn't shoot him. There was a lot that was strange about that. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, Jimmy, you're my type of guy, man. For real, you're my type of peoples, cause we need people that you were doing. We can disagree, or we can both agree when we're disagreeing with both parties. I can look at some shit and say that's weird. I don't like that about Trump. Then we can look at some shit the Democrats. Obviously, like if anybody's objective for real, you can see the Democrats are completely out of control. Yeah, that's a fact, baby. That's a fact. That's why the Department of Education needs to be dismantled. Cause you know the Secretary of the Department of Education answers directly to the president. So people think like the president has no influence over the public school curriculum. Yes, he does. The Secretary of the Department of Education answers directly to the president. And the president tells them what kind of things they want implemented in the curriculum. So if you got a far left president, he's going to appoint a far leftist to run the Department of Education. And then they're going to work on what kind of freaky transgender gay shit they're going to put in the curriculum. And I rock with the gay community, bro. I got homies that's gay as fuck. Super gay, like feminine gay bull, but they're good peoples though. I'll literally have them on speed dial. I'll call them and just chop it up. It's like my homie Kevin is my brother, bro, and he's gay. So sometimes y'all hear me on the stream talking about how I think the pronoun cult is a bunch of weirdos. But that don't mean I have a problem with gay people. That means I got a problem with people trying to teach my kids what like a pan-binary sexual is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what this shit is. I've been alive way longer than these kids. Now all of a sudden I'm supposed to add all this weird shit in my vocabulary and agree with them that boys can turn into girls overnight. Like, what are you, crazy? These people literally think that a man can turn into a woman. Like, how crazy do you have to be to believe that? Like, y'all really think a man can turn into a woman? For real, like, do you really believe that? I don't think that these people really believe that. You know how crazy you would have to be to think a man can turn into a woman? Private schools have better eye test scores. Eye surgery was $20K when covered by insurance. When it stopped coverage, laser eye was $3K. Capitalism wins. I don't understand that. I don't understand that one. Now I do understand that socialism will absolutely destroy the healthcare industry. I do understand that socialism encourages food supply. That's why they encourage the government-owned grocery stores, grocery markets. That's why the Democrats want government-owned grocery markets. And then they present it as like, oh, it's government-ran grocery store, so everything's cheap. You know, it's a good place for the poor people. Then you go in and it should be the same price. What the government is trying to do, universal health care. We already have Medicaid for poor people that can't afford insurance. We don't need universal health care because our people that's poor people that got Medicaid, we was on Medicaid. Me, my mom, and my brother lived in a little small-ass 2-bedroom apartment in a drug-infested neighborhood. Trust me, I know about free services. Know all about it. And it's funny because the only people that try to correct me who lived through it is white liberals who didn't. It's white liberals from the suburbs trying to tell me about what it's like and how hard poor people have it and how we need universal health care. The only reason you think we need universal health care because you don't understand that Medicaid already exists. It covers dentist appointments. It covers just like normal checkups. Medicaid covers everything, bro. Medicaid will cover drug treatment. So, I mean, in that, when you use that logic, we already have universal health care. The only reason they push universal health care forces everybody to use Medicaid, even if you got money. So what that does is means more taxes because we have to pay for everybody's health services, health care. Excuse me. So the point of universal insurance is to end private insurance and let the government take a complete monopoly over the entire healthcare industry because they knocked out all the competition. They forced everybody to get Medicare. So the Democrats will take a monopoly over the health insurance, healthcare. They will create a monopoly over the healthcare industry. My fault, I can't talk right now. Then with government-owned grocery stores, they'll take over the food supply. Then when you do shit like you knock down Black Wall Street and you replace it with HUD housing, you just took them people's livelihood, you stole their generational wealth, and then you clean it up by saying, hey, look, sorry we destroyed the black community, but here's some free housing. Here's some free food and free insurance. So it's like they took black people's capitalist society that they thrived in and replaced it with socialism. Now look at the black community. Ain't no black Wall Streets left. Does it look like socialism works? Correct me when I'm wrong, man. What is socialism? What is socialism? Using tax money to pay for people's shit. And a lot of times them people don't need it. That's what you don't understand. Is people that are collecting. There's people that got full-time jobs with EBT cards. And if you say I'm lying, it's because you've not been through the ringer. You've never been through no poverty. You never lived on EBT. You never lived in HUD housing. You was never cramped up in a little apartment with your family. You've never been through shit. That's why you think we need universal health care, because you don't realize we already got help. You never lived in government-funded housing. So you don't even know that people got vouchers so they can pay like $5 a month if they're really that fucked up and got kids and shit. Or mental health issues. Y'all don't know shit about the hood, bro. You don't know shit about the social services. You have no gratitude for how much social services America has compared to other countries. Our problem is that we don't have enough police. We allow these inner city communities to get completely out of control. You could literally, let me tell you something. Chester, Pennsylvania, is right over here, is probably the easiest city to murder somebody in. It's a big city with mad hoods and with not enough cops. In Chester, Pennsylvania, you should have a cop, at least one. I mean, you really should have like 2 cops in Highland Gardens at all times. You probably need 1 in some village at all times because it's smaller. You're going to need 2 cops in the Bennett home. You should have 2 cops at least in every single hood. Listen, you live in one of them white communities, you call police, oh, there's somebody getting shot. Man, they're going to be right there. You call them in the hood, oh, I just seen 7 people get shot. Man, they'll pull up way later. Bro, my homie almost died. He was bleeding out of his head. And the ambulance wasn't coming, so we had to pick him up, me and my man. I took one of his arms over this shoulder, and my man took his other arm, because he couldn't even walk. Gushing blood out his head, and we had to take him to the hospital. We dragged him. Fortunately, the hospital was only a couple blocks down. But still, the ambulance wasn't coming, so we had to drag his ass down there. So y'all talk about universal health care and shit. We don't need universal health care, because we want people with money to stay on private insurance, so they're not draining out the welfare system for no reason, and they're not using tax money. Universal health care means that y'all are going to take people with money and force them onto government-funded insurance. So taxes are going to have to go through the roof. Universal health care is the worst idea. That would be one of the most destructive things America's ever seen. And if any of y'all want to debate it, I would love to do that. I'll start a whole new live just to debate why universal health care is such a fucking nightmare. You know what? I'm in Delaware. I live in PA, but you can just pull in front of any store in Delaware, light up, drink. Not any store. We're in Wilmington, though. You can just pull up and just chill, smoke, whatever. Cops won't fuck with you. Just don't be drawn. Don't be bringing attention. And the cops will let you just smoke, do whatever. But if you do something like some violent shit, they're going to be on your ass. You're not getting away. Yo, my fault. My comments froze. I just seen how many comments I missed. My bad, y'all. Baby, let me read your, so insurance covered laser eye surgery. Right? It was $30K. What do you mean? When insurance stopped covering laser eye surgery, doctors were forced to compete. Damn. Yeah, no, that's fucked up. Listen, one thing, baby, I think a lot of y'all misunderstand our well, look, my personal view on the insurance industry is that these private insurance companies need more regulations. They need to be controlled. I ain't gonna lie. These private insurance companies ain't shit. And I used to work for a drug treatment center. I was an admissions coordinator, and I talked to these insurance agencies and the representatives every day. And there will be some times when you can actually get them paid to pay for shit, but the people on the phone that you talk to will be telling you that you have to pay this deductible, that deductible. I would go to war with these motherfuckers, bro. I was trying to get people into rehab. I've had people where I was trying to get bro into rehab, and I was going through it with the insurance company. I was really going to war for this kid. The insurance kept denying him. And I get a phone call from his mother that they found him dead in his truck. And I was heartbroken, man. So when a lot of the liberals, y'all have these qualms with insurance, private insurance companies, I do too. I'm on your side, bro. I just understand universal health care is not what y'all think it is. Because if somebody could be paying for insurance, they could afford it, then why would you want to put them on some free universal health care, which is just bogged down in tax money? Yo, that's another problem I have. No matter how much tax money the government collects, they don't fix potholes, they don't hire more cops, they let the neighborhoods be all fucked up, people murdering each other, and then those same people ignore all the murder that's going on in this city and go protest about somebody that was murdered in another country that they have no connection to. The whole shit's fucked up. If y'all connect everything what I said, it makes sense, but some of y'all have a hard time keeping that up. Join the military. VA benefits are awesome. The VA benefits are limited though, bro. I don't know if they upgraded them since I was an admissions coordinator, but if people were medical or people were veterans with VA insurance, what is it called? I'm trying to remember what it's called. I used to talk to people all the time in the service. The rehab I worked for was private. You had to have private insurance. They wouldn't accept people with military benefits. I was not proud to work for that company. So when veterans called in and they said they got the VA insurance, I told them, I was like, yo, honestly, bro, these private rehabs are grimy as fuck. Don't give a fuck about nothing but a bag. And if you got VA insurance, they don't pay enough, so they're not going to accept you. So you have to go to a VA facility. Bro, so veteran insurance is not great. It's good, like it does cover a lot of shit, but there's some shit where they shortchange you, and a lot of times it'll be shit like that, drug treatment. So many veterans got drug problems because they come back PTSD, their heads all fucked up, they be paranoid. They go through a lot, and getting high or getting drunk is the only way they know to turn them demons off in their head. The voice is off, the vision's off. Get fucked up, get high. There's so many veterans out here, they really are good people, the best kind of people. But that shit they saw overseas was different. Ruined them. You see a little 3-year-old kid come out with a bomb strapped on him, and then they blow him up. They'll send a 3-year-old kid over to the enemy's house or whatever. So the enemy, all he sees is a little kid. Oh my god, what? Can I help you? And then the kid explodes. That's the type of shit Afghanistan people and some of these people over there in the Muslim countries that liberals think are so great. That's the type of shit they do. You said 50% of all murder goes unsolved. Is crazy. Is that a fact, bro? Universal healthcare is fucked up. Yeah, you motherfucking right. Yeah, exactly, bro. John, you don't even have to go overseas. Canada's like that. People in Canada got universal healthcare. They'll have to wait a month, 2 months, just for like a regular checkup, like a physical examination. And that's right in Canada, bro. You can just look. You don't even have to leave America, bro. You want to see how great socialism works? Look at the black community. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Look at any Durham, North Carolina, Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware. All these cities had Black Wall Streets on them, like thriving Black capitalist communities where they created generational wealth. They owned all the businesses in their neighborhood. They owned, like in Atlantic City, and the blacks didn't own like some bullshit businesses. They owned like high-end hotels, like luxury hotels, high-end restaurants, clubs, lounges, everything, bro. They own limousine services. Black people owned everything, dog. Then they ended Jim Crow. Not Jim. Ending segregation was just like how the white liberals were able to infiltrate the black community. They knocked down Black Wall Street, telling them, "Oh no, we're gonna rebuild it. It looks too run down, so we're gonna rebuild it." So they knocked the Black Wall Street down, and instead of rebuilding it, well, they replace it with free housing. They say, "All right, we're gonna knock this down and rebuild it with free housing." So we understand, like back then in the 50s, 40s, and even in the beginning of the 60s, black people were homeowners. They were business owners that passed these businesses down to the children, and they had generational wealth. This is where the blacks were until 1965. I'm not going to get into the politics on that. You can do your own homework when LBJ became president. So they knocked down the Black Wall Street, and they convinced them, no, it's going to be okay because we're going to replace your stores with better looking buildings, and we're going to give you free housing to compensate for and you won't have to even pay taxes. So we give you free housing and you don't even have to pay taxes. So the black community now is thinking, oh, they're going to come through, make our stores look nicer, give us houses now, replace our house so we don't have to pay taxes and mortgages. Oh, they about to really hook us up. And then they didn't realize this free housing and everything was going to become the projects. They didn't realize that free food and free insurance was going to create generations of people that know if all else fails, they still have a cushion to fall on. Because if you think about before social services exist, just humans in their habitat with no social services, people got to survive and find a way. But there are people that can't work. Like I know people personally living in government-funded housing with my mother and my brother. I know, like, some people actually need, like, they really need those services. But there's people I know in HUD housing, free housing, with EBT cards to pay for their food, and they got full-time jobs. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. When we were on EBT, because nobody had a job, so, this was a long time ago. So we needed EBT and shit. But then, my mother got a job. We had money. We were cool. We didn't need it. But the government kept sending the EBT money because she didn't go and notify them. So to cancel your EBT or your housing vouchers, you actually have to call them and say, I don't need it anymore. I got money. I got a house. I don't need EBT money. You don't even have to call them. Like, you can just keep collecting the money. I literally have done it before. I was getting EBT because I just got out of jail. I had no bread. I was living in a halfway house. So I got EBT for like 2 months until I found a job. Probably 1 month. Like, I went out and found a job right away when I got out of jail. But I used EBT to eat, man. I ain't gonna lie. For like a month. And that's my tax money that I've been paying my whole fucking life. So I'm not embarrassed about it. I'm just using this as an example because from personal experience, I got a full-time job on the books, legitimate job, doing sales for Verizon, and kept getting the EBT card. Bro, the EBT card, like, I ain't gonna lie. I was younger. I scammed the system. I had a full-time job, and I still bought all my food with government money. And then y'all be trying to tell us, oh, there's no fraud. Like, yeah, you guys are naive. You're not aware that there's a lot of fraud because you're naive. A lot of these people that don't believe there's mass fraud is because they come from soft white bread communities where they're not around that shit. They're not even exposed to these people, the scammers, the killers, the illegal immigrants. They're not exposed to any of it. We know them personally. So we know they're scams. We know that illegal immigrants get tax money. We know that. The people that fight against it and tell us we're lying, those are the ones that don't have any connection to low income communities. So they don't know shit about Medicaid. They don't know shit about any of this shit. EBT. They don't know shit about any of them, bro. They don't know how easy it is to scam the system. There's motherfuckers I know that have full-time jobs, grown-ass men in their 30s, 40s, full-time job, and they live in the projects, bro. Like I know a bull that pays $100 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment, and it's a big apartment. He pays $100 a month to live in that joint because he got grandfathered in. His mother lives in the project still, and he lived in them. He got cool with the management of the property, and they let him stay. So now he lives there for $100 a month. He's like 40 something. He's fully capable of working, and he don't even have a job. He just lives in a free housing. Oh, he did have a job for a minute too. He just quit. But when he first went into the projects, actually he had a full-time job, but he knew the manager and they were cool. So she just let him get an apartment, gave him a whole apartment for free. And this motherfucker is fully capable of working, bro. And if you tell me that's not fraud in the system, then you a motherfucking liar, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. The Israelis been trying. My fault, yo. Let me catch up with you guys. The Israelis been trying to push and indoctrinate ideology in the country with the Dems and using the reps to push. Well, nah, bro. So I'm gonna tell you in short form what it is. The Republicans got Israel and the Democrats got China. So pick your poison. That's all I'm saying. I would pick Israel over China. I know. But Israel, as far put all the other shit to the side, Israel is probably the best ally we got in the Middle East. They will actually side with us, fight for us. Israel, as far as that's concerned, as far as national security, they never flipped on us. They do a lot of other shit, that grimy shit, shit. But as far as like as far as national security, we can rely on Israel to an extent. But China just wants to ruin us, and that's who the Democrats are with. So the Democrats got China. So I could give, first of all, they had a mayor in California that got arrested for being a Chinese spy. She pled guilty to it. She was a Democrat. The years that she was spying was 2020 to 2022, and she was a Republican. So she was a Republican for them 2 years when she was spying. Then she got all the information she needed about the Republicans and switched to a Democrat. That's when they knew. That's when the investigation started. Because it's like, wait, this candidate just flipped to the Democrats real quick, and now she's like talking mad shit about the Republicans, pushing pro-China shit. Even though China hates us, she was. Then she admits and pleads guilty that she was a Chinese spy. Look it up. It was the mayor of Arcadia, California. Look it up. I'll never lie to y'all. Yeah, but John, it don't matter, bro. It don't matter, because this is how I see it. And yo, you know what's crazy is that's how I thought. And to an extent, you're right. But I'm just going off because I was younger back then. So I didn't give a fuck. It was really my old head who told me I need to stop getting the EBT card. The old head told me, he was like, I don't care what your excuse is. You need to be a man. You need to be accountable. You need to be semi-ashamed to be asking somebody else for money, especially the government. Like, think about it, bro. If the government were able to get everybody on universal health care and end all private insurance companies, that would mean the government has a complete monopoly over the healthcare industry. Universal healthcare is tax money, so they have to raise taxes like crazy, and it gives the government a complete monopoly of the whole healthcare industry. But I'm saying, like, John, I guess just my old head didn't necessarily say that you're like ruining America, or he didn't say like you're still intact, but he did say it's like you need to have some integrity as a man. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you can say, yeah, nobody paid me off. I didn't ask nobody for no money. I didn't lie to nobody today. I didn't get in nobody's way of getting no bread. I didn't ask nobody for help because I went out and got it myself. But if you still finessing with the EBT card or the housing voucher, bro, I feel like even Medicaid. But honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. I understand people scamming Medicaid more than anything else because the insurance companies are fucked up. It's crucial to have Medicaid socialism, sort of. It's like socialism light. We do need an aspect of socialism because some people really need social services. Some people got mental health issues. There's women out here that got severe, like they're schizophrenic and shit like that. But men see it as like an easy way to take advantage of them. So all these men have come through fucking her, getting her pregnant. Now she got a bunch of baby daddies and everybody judges her for it, not knowing she actually had mental health issues. And motherfuckers was taking advantage of her because they knew it would be easy to fuck her and finesse her because she's slow. And these are the women a lot of times that be ending up with 4 or 5 baby daddies because they have mental health issues. But it's like, no, y'all just see her like some ghetto ass bitch because she's from the hood. Yo, people act like people in the hood don't have like mental health issues. There's mad people in the hood that got schizophrenia and all type of shit. Cause half the times because they're traumatized from growing up in the hood. A little kid don't ask if God could ask you when you're in a womb, where do you want to live? You want to live in North Philly or you want to live on the main line? That's a rich part of the Philly area. You'll be like, I want to be from the main line. You know what I mean? Fuck, I want to be from North Philly for if I have the option. I'm gonna be from where all the rich people are at. You ain't gonna have as good stories if you would have grown up in North Philly though. Collins said me, bro. Yeah, real rap, bro. We can disagree on everything, but we might actually have all the same interests aside from politics. The Chinese spy balloons, precursors for fentanyl, bro. And that's I be saying that. I be trying to tell people. People is worried about Israel. I'm not saying Israel is innocent. I'm not. Flooding us with fentanyl. Israel has not intentionally murdered hundreds of thousands of Americans by using fentanyl. You know what's crazy though? China stole that idea from America. Because America flooded China with opium and created all these opium dens and got China strung out on opium, so they were just weak as shit. They couldn't do shit because half their population was strung out on opium. Now China flipped it and they're selling us fentanyl and they're killing hundreds of thousands of people. It's like, oh, you wanted to do that, we're going to do this. So it's spooky as an American, but I almost can't even hold Chinese for feeling that way, bro. America did them dirty. But I mean, still, like, I'm American, bro, and I feel like you're gonna punish me for some shit that they did. You're wrong for that. But it's a cold world, man. Cold ass motherfucking world out here, bro. But people rather go out and yell about free Palestine and fuck ICE. They have no idea what's going on in the world around them. They just only like care about the shit they're told to care about. You know, if it's Black Lives Matter today, then you know, we love black people. But if it's free Palestine, then we're gonna start protesting for a kid that was killed in Palestine, even though there were probably like 50 black kids that got killed in the city next to me this year. But let's cry about the people in Gaza who don't even like Americans. Y'all know that how did y'all see what Palestine looked like after 9/11 and thousands of Americans got killed? It looked like they just won a Super Bowl, bro. They was out there going crazy, celebrating, partying, because thousands of Americans got killed. And now y'all dumbass motherfuckers is out here talking about free Palestine. Them motherfuckers don't love you, bro. And then you'll even excuse that. Oh, well, that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I'm morally superior to everyone. That's really what they think. Delusional. But part of the reason I like having liberal friends is because a lot of them, at least, not all, but when you just talk about like common sense wise, they can understand where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like even Democrat left wing, if me and them just sit down and talk, they all understand where I'm coming from, and a lot of times I understand where they're coming from. When somebody doesn't like Trump, like I kind of get it, bro. I hated Trump, and now I'm like a big supporter of him. But because of that, you know, I can understand why people don't like Trump. I don't love everything about it. I don't love all the allegations, like the shit at the what was it, the beauty pageant for kids? I forget what it's called. That one was crazy. Yeah, so I can't sit here and defend Trump morally wise, but this is my genuine assessment of Donald Trump right now. I feel like we have a flawed leader. He's a flawed man, like we all are, but some of our flaws are worse than others. I do think that when he was in his like party stage, when he was like the biggest player in New York City, damn near, R.I.P. Lindsey McConnell. Yo, that's a crazy troll, bro. Damn, that's vicious. No, you should say R.I.P. Lindsey Graham, though, bro. Because that's not a funny case. See, Randy, don't get yourself caught up in that bullshit where you're like celebrating someone getting murdered, bro. Don't get yourself caught up in that. Like, as much as I can't stand Biden, I don't want to see him get murdered, bro. If he dies, I'm not gonna be like making comments and celebrating it. And that's where y'all be so fucked up, man. I'm like, damn. I try to meet the Democrat voters and all that in the middle somewhere so we can agree on something. But they would like really actually be celebrating people getting murdered. And it's like, damn, there's like a point where I really can't. The ones of y'all that don't do that shit, the ones of y'all that don't make fun of people getting murdered, I could rock with y'all. They're just a line where it's like, nah, you're going too far, and you're making Democrat voters look crazy. And there's so many of y'all doing it. It's like, damn, I don't know why y'all are so eager to fuck your own movement up. Like, what do you think, bro? Why are you so eager to make all liberals look like complete pieces of shit? What type of person gets happy when someone gets murdered? Because they're a Republican, so then you're like, yeah, we murdered another one of them. Bro, how fucking twisted and demented are you? I'm saying, I'm not even saying this like, well, you're definitely a piece of shit, but in your heart, I don't think that's really you, bro. I think you let this politics and the brainwash shit get to you, and it's damn near turned you into like not even a human being anymore. To the point you're just like a robot. You can see someone get brutally murdered in front of their children and celebrate it for a year because he disagreed with you politically and he believed in God. So it's like you gotta find all these, oh no, he's a racist. You do everything to justify it. Bro, y'all had to go through like thousands of hours of Charlie Kirk speeches just to pick out like a 30-second drawing of him talking about a black pilot. You misinterpret the whole video, and then the whole left is like, oh yeah, he's a racist, white supremacist. Make him sound like a total piece of shit because of a 30-second clip that y'all misinterpreted about a black pilot. You discount everything he's did. You discount all the times he tried so hard to meet liberals in the middle. How many times he talked with black people who disagree with him and showed them nothing but respect, just like he did for everybody. He didn't treat them with special privileges. He just treated everybody good, man. Charlie really treated everybody good. Charlie treated y'all better than y'all treated him. Go watch any Charlie Kirk video. Y'all people on the left talk to him like a piece of shit, while he talked to you guys like he didn't treat y'all like that. He didn't treat y'all like that. He wouldn't have laughed at you if you got murdered. That is what you do to him. Then y'all try to act like you're qualified to judge somebody's morality. Like the level of delusion there is so crazy. I think that for some of y'all, these beliefs that you have in your head, no matter how demented they are and psychopathic, violent. The thing is crazy is that y'all never really been around the violence either. Like, it'll be y'all that like make fun of Charlie Kirk, and you talk about him getting murdered. You don't realize now you're taking your energy and you're putting it in the dark side. But y'all never actually been in the dark side. You don't come from that. So when you fall into it, you're gonna wish you didn't joke around about shit like that. Cause you just don't know how dark it is. When you start talking about murder, you don't want to be around the murderers, bro. You just wouldn't blend in with them. They wouldn't respect you. And something bad will end up happening to you, bro. So when you guys like stand up for these people that murdered somebody, you don't want to be around no real killers, bro. And y'all just talk about shit but have no life experience in it. Like, I don't really had close friends of mine that was good guys, that was stone cold murderers. Like, y'all don't know shit about no murder, but you're the only ones that celebrate it. You're the only ones that say it's like a good way to end the problem. When the people that actually been around murder and shit, seen what it's like to watch when someone dies. I watched one kid, he got shot at on 7th and Snyder. 7th and Snyder, a wild block. This is in South Philly. I used to live down the block from. And I seen a boy get shot in his neck. Shit was spraying out like I guess bullshot him. And it was a whole group of them. They were jumping somebody that was our people, but they were a little bit farther up. So my man threw a couple shots, hit one of them in the neck. We didn't even see like who he hit. For real, nighttime. They were jumping him. There was a lot going on. All we know, he fired a few shots. The whole crowd ran, and I heard one of them, "Oh, he hit me! He hit me in the neck! He hit me in the neck!" But he kept running though. But we seen the blood shooting out the side of his neck like a water fountain, real red. And so he keeps running, and then we run. We hop on our bikes. We get the fuck out of there. Like just shot this boy, and I've been with you all night. So that don't look good for me either. So we dip. Nothing happens. No police come. Nothing like that. So we go the next morning. We check the South Philly Review. See, in South Philly, I don't know about where y'all from. South Philly Review, every morning it got a page, a section. It's almost like an obituary section, but it just says all the grimy shit that happened the day before. So if it's Friday, the South Philly Review has a whole section about what happened on Thursday. Person shot here, person jumped here. But it wasn't like news where they skimmed through it. They actually told you like what happened in the story, like boy got shot because he was talking shit or something like that. So every day you check the South Philly Review to see what happened. Like, I done checked the South Philly Review and my man was the one that put the bull on the South Philly Review. Like we done actually made those stories for him, gave him content. I think I probably gave him content too in the other way, getting fucking hit up. I was in the South Philly Review for that too, but but they didn't know who I was. They didn't say my name. But well, with the kid that got shot in the neck, so we thought he died. We seen him running up the street, blood spraying out his neck like on some Charlie Kirk shit, and we just figured he's gonna die. So we jumped on our bikes, left. And me and the same boy, my man, I ain't gonna say his name, but we were riding around 7th Street, because we were selling hard back in the day, so 7th Street, you just ride your bike around 7th Street, there's mad smokers that is gonna buy hard, so you just ride your bike around, and just ask people, you need hard, because that's why people went to 7th Street, it was like a mini Kensington. So we were riding our bikes up 7th Street, and we see the bull come out the store, we thought he was dead. South Philly Review, so we checked the South Philly Review the day after the shooting, and the South Philly Review said the kid, his name, and it said his street, it said he was just found unresponsive, laying on a few houses down from his mother's house. So it sounds like he ran home, and then because of all the blood he was losing, he fell out like right before he could make it to his house. So that's all it said. So we're like, damn, you killed the bull. So, and it was like a whole nother vibe. Like he thought he just shot him. Maybe ambulance came, got him. We're reading the South Philly Review, like, damn, you murdered him, bro. So me and him are sitting there like, damn, we can't talk about this to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Don't even tell your girl. Like yeah, no, he already knew. And we're riding our bikes up 7th Street probably a couple months later, like 3-4 months later, and we see the bull coming out the store. I'm thinking he's dead, and don't get it twisted, like he was a gangster, bro. He was one of them Cambodian bulls. Them Cambodians was killers, bro. In South Philly, Cambodian bulls killers, bro. And we thought he was dead. We seen him coming out the store. It was like we seen a ghost. And I already knew, like, if he saw us, he was just gonna pull out the toaster and start shooting and shit. That's how it was in South Philly back in the day. Like, you just really pull it out and start shooting shit. And so we seen him, and before he noticed us, we hit the corner and got up out of there. It was like seeing a ghost. And it's like, you know, it's so crazy to me because we'd have been around all this murder and all this violence, and we don't talk about it like we're proud about it. We don't talk about the people that died like it's a joke and it's funny. You know who does? It's the kids from the suburbs that never been around no murder, but they want to see murder of people that disagree with them. But then some of us realize how precious life is. We realize, like, you know, we might have murdered people like on some, we didn't know no better. We might have shot somebody, stabbed somebody, because we just thought that's how it was acceptable. But now you look back on it and it's like, damn, we were fucked up. We had no value for human life. And it's somehow like these white liberal kids from the suburbs, and a lot of the black liberals too are just as guilty. We talk about the white liberals like they're the only ones. No, some of the black liberals are some of the worst ones. So let's not be scared to say that one. I'm saying the white liberals, for real, I feel like they brainwashed the black liberals into thinking about white supremacy is something we should be spending energy thinking about. Probably like thinking about these people that talk about white supremacy all the time. Imagine if they took all of the hours and hours, hundreds of thousands of hours probably, talking about white supremacy. Imagine if they spent that time getting money. But they just sat there crying about white supremacy. Nobody even knows what the fuck they're talking about. I don't know about you guys, but I've never like felt threatened by some threat of white supremacy. I don't even know what the fuck white supremacy, like where are they at? Like what do you think, like white supremacists, you know, walk around and we're gonna be cool with it or what? You think we're worried about some white supremacists? Then why the fuck is Democrats always talking about the shit? You think I'm supposed to be scared of a white supremacist? No. We'll air him the fuck out. Y'all don't understand that because you're naive. You just think everybody's, a good person. Or you think everybody's innocent. You think these illegal immigrants was never dare hurt a hair on anybody's body. I know some of these illegal immigrants that are MS-13 members or women that be selling ass. Gangster, man. You don't want them moving into your neighborhood. But then again, you don't give a fuck. You're the one that votes to keep them because they go to our communities and you don't have to deal with them. So you don't even know them. We're the ones that, we're down here in the working class, white areas and black areas and the impoverished areas. We live in the places where y'all send them. So we're the ones that got to deal with them. We're the ones that hear about women getting raped by them. We're the ones that see them walking around drunk as shit, like they can't even walk, some of them. We're the ones that neighborhoods get flooded with people that don't speak English and don't talk to Americans, don't even like us, or they don't act like it at least. But y'all don't know. You've never been around these people, so you'll probably just think they're all like these sweet, innocent little angels because you sent them to somebody else's neighborhood. You're not going and protesting ICE so they can flood your neighborhood with like millions of gang members. You're protesting ICE to send them to our neighborhoods. So just, do yourself a favor. Just go slap a BLM sticker on the back of your fucking car. That should be enough to compensate, right? Wouldn't you agree? Maybe light a black business on fire in a black neighborhood that you have no reason to be in. And then, throw some shit at police or something and yell about Black Lives Matter. Yeah, that should be enough to compensate for how little you actually give a fuck. Charlie Kirk had a huge movement to speak common sense facts. Nah, you're right about that, bro. You're right. That is weird. That was a weird. But at the same time, even though Charlie was doing that, he still was an Israel supporter. But nah, you're right. At the end, he really did start getting on him. And what Candace said, I think Candace was half right. This is what would make sense to me. Is that somebody went out and paid somebody to kill Charlie, and they got this retard. Because the far left people are already trying to kill people. You see, like, scroll up, there was just a kid that said, I asked him, and he said some shit about somebody getting taken out. So I asked him, I was like, so you think it's okay to murder people if they disagree with your politics? And he literally said, yes. You know what I'm saying? So if another country wants to get somebody murdered, they could just go to any of these left-wing people. Be like, yo, I'll give you $50,000 to murder somebody. These motherfuckers, I know people that'll kill you for $500. I'm not joking. I know young bulls out here that need $500 and they don't give a fuck about your life. So when you're the one on the other side of the gun, it's not so fucking funny. When Charlie Kirk or somebody else is in front of the gun, oh, it's hilarious. Just remember, the same thing that makes you laugh will make you cry, man. Do I look like I'm playing? These people are fucking crazy, bro. The only reason they don't give a fuck about people getting murdered is they don't really understand what it's like when someone's trying to kill you. The people that laugh about people getting murdered never was on the other side of the gun. They never had to go to ER or they would have died because they got stabbed and shot. Those are the people that laugh about it. The people that never been through shit. Watch. Watch. Just observe. Just observe. Watch these people. Tell me they've been through something crazy like that. A good majority of them is the same type people. Man, that's crazy. try to blow up Air Force One, bro. Dog, they are really trying to kill Trump. And whoever they is, Iran killed Lindsey Graham, bro. They killed Lindsey Graham. I think we all know that. Everybody wants to blame the Jews all the time. Everybody, it's such an easy way out. Just blame the Jews. That way we don't have to do any research. Just blame the Jews and then we'll just move on. And like probably like they're right some of the time. Israel's behind some shit, but yo, at this point, Israel is not a concern. We don't have to be worried about them. First of all, everybody that's taking AIPAC money is getting like really blown up and put on a spot. So a lot of politicians now, they probably would take the money. I'm not saying they wouldn't. I'm just saying they're not because it's such a bad look for their career. So because people have been so critical of Israel, I believe that that's part of what calmed them down a little bit. So the people on the left that did that contributed to that. The people on the left did something that was good. And we did too. We kind of worked together on that one low key. A lot of people on the right don't fuck with Israel either. It's just that like the super hardcore, the ones that like would die for Israel damn near, got the loudest voice. So it makes people think that we all feel that way. No, like a lot of us are Trump supporters. We do not like all the shit with it. When I say all the shit, like obviously I know that's like a vague way to put it. Like, what don't you like? That's a whole nother conversation. Talking about Israel, when you really talk about facts and you talk about like little elite type of groups that people never really consider. You look at people that's in Israel that damn near might be like the second coming of Epstein. So I'm not like naive to Israel's shit, but I'm saying if y'all really know what's going on, Israel is the least of our worries. Iran been putting hits on Trump. Iran was behind the Butler, Pennsylvania shooting. Iran was behind the drone thing in New Jersey. Those were sent from Iran. Iran bought the drones from China. I'm probably just crazy though. I'll probably just make that up. So the fucking drone thing in New Jersey, bro. The drone thing in New Jersey was literally Iran. And people in the government admitted at first like it's Iran, but then they like try to clean it up because they knew that if they didn't, people would realize how strong Iran is. Iran, people think it's just like some shithole, it's just gonna be easy to fuck it up. Iran is a big ass country. Some of the cities like Tehran in Iran, beautiful, bro. I mean, they used to be. Like, they're not like, people just think it's all like Iran is just like some third world stuff. No, they have like modern cities. Like really beautiful cities. Like Tehran is like a beautiful city. Big city too, like damn near like a New York City or something. And people don't know that. They don't realize like no, Iran actually has a huge military. They have technology, most of it from China. And they got Palestine, the liberals love so much. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I seen the videos of Charlie talking about critically about Israel, and then Candace Owens released that text message. Candace, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like maybe she just overshot the mark. She was coming up with theories, and the one that made most sense to her was the one where it's like Steven Tyler wasn't even at the location. He never went there. So that part of it, she was wrong, and I feel like that ruins her whole case. And a lot of people do. I think she was right about a lot of shit though. I feel like she was right about everything else but that one part. Because that one part still doesn't negate all the other shit she said. So I think she might be right about a lot of this shit.
Alright. I'm gonna restart the live, try to get a little boost, because this joint dead as shit. I'm gonna be right back on.